What's up guys, Mike Lezarecki here, and today we got kind of a quick one. I'm going to show you how to process a photo in Adobe Lightroom to get a little bit more of a professional look and feel to your photo in about 90 seconds. Okay, so what we're talking about doing today is actually really not something I would necessarily recommend for if you're doing professional work or paid work or client work or anything like that. Just as a precursor, if you're doing like professional work or client work, don't rush through things. Take your time, make sure that you're really trying to get the very most out of your image. But if you do need to bash out a really good looking photo real fast, this is a good way to do it. So let's hop over into the computer and take a look. So I'm going to open up Lightroom. I've already got my photo selected. We're going to work with this one. It looks a little bit underexposed, but you know, could be worse. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is kind of make sure that my composition is where I want it to be. I'm going to just straighten this out a little bit, and I'm going to bring this guy over just a touch. Okay, then I'm going to go over into my Lightroom general presets here. I'm going to hit auto tone. And then I'm going to go over into my basic field and I'm going to bounce the clarity up to 10. I'm going to do the vibrance up to 12, and I'm going to bounce that saturation up to 10 also. Now we're going to go to our tone curve and we're going to lift those blacks up just a little bit, and we're going to stylize it a little bit, bring the contrast up, and we're going to level out that curve just a touch. Now we're going to go back down to our HSL, and we're going to mess around with these blues a little bit, kind of bring that color in a little differently. I like the way that looks. And then I'm going to hit these yellows, and I'm going to bounce these guys up, and I'm going to come over here to my saturation, and also with the yellows. Okay, now what I want to do now is come down here to my effects, and I'm going to bring my vignette to about -17. I'm going to bring the midpoint to about 45, and then I'm going to throw that feather up to about 74. And I'll be honest, I really like the way this looks. So I think we've got ourselves a pretty nice looking image there in just about 90 seconds on the dot. So if we want to, we can take a look back here and go back to what our original looked like and what our new one looks like, and I think that is a vast improvement over what the original photo straight out of camera in RAW looked like. So if you're in a pinch and you need to bash out a couple of pretty professional looking photos real quick, like this is definitely one way you can do that. Find a couple of presets that you know you like that you can build off of very quickly. Get yourself familiarized with the interface in Lightroom, and you should be able to knock out some really nice looking photos real fast. Now, as a quick side note, this kind of a process works a hell of a lot better for stuff like landscapes and architecture photos and things where there are not human skin tones involved, especially when you're working with portraits or photos of people in any way. You definitely want to take your time and make sure that you have those skin tones right. You don't want to screw around and mess up with skin tones. It will make your photos look really bizarre. So if you're doing landscapes or if you're doing architectural kind of stuff and you are just bashing these out for your own use, again, I highly recommend you take your time if you're doing something for a client or for paid work of any kind. But this is a great way to kind of speed process a photo that you are using for yourself or for your Instagram or whatever. It's something you're trying to get the creative look that you enjoy out of. Good way to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it if you do. And until next Thursday, I will see you later.